Hola! Thank you guys for coming today, my two favorite men in the whole wide world. I feel so grateful that I've had my family to help me with Rizos Curls, because from the drawing on the bottles, to the models, to the photographer, to my tío Juan, letting us use his garage as our first headquarters. I feel so blessed that I've had my amazing, beautiful family that has helped me since day one, and I wouldn't be here without all their love and support. And I learned so much of that from seeing in La Maria. ¿Te acuerdas? Mi tío Juan, how much did he help you at La Maria too?
Cuando empecé me ayudaban todos.
When you first launched the restaurant, they were helping you, huh?
Todos nos ayudamos.
Because I remember working at La Maria when I was in high school, and seeing, my tíos on their day off come and help you.
Sí, venían a ayudarme y es el apoyo de la familia. Ayuda mucho.
I'm so grateful to have you guys, and I'm so grateful to have my family, and I think that it definitely helped Rizos Curls grow. Pero qué bueno que mi tío Juan me dejó usar su garaje. Qué acto de caridad, tu best friend.
Y luego después, la office que construiste.
Oh, mi papi me ayudó a construir.
There was so ghetto in there. Could have ripped the whole thing apart. Do you remember how it was before?
Sí.
Man, my dad is the sweetest. He helped me build every single shelf to put the inventory on. Was that always your dream, papi, to open up your own restaurant one day?
Un día en la mañana, temprano, leyendo
el periódico,
vi un anuncio de un restaurante que se vendía con la propiedad de North Hollywood. Y dije, bueno, esto sí lo puedo, si vendo los apartamentos en Los Ángeles, puedo comprar.
Oye, así es como hiciste el dinero para el restaurante.
Puedo comprar el restaurante.
How old were you when you bought them?
Tenía 19 años.
You were 19 years old when you bought
your first property?
Sí.
How did you have the money?
Pues ahorrando.
Wow, so you've been a savvy investor, and
ganaba y sabía ahorrar y porque mi papá me dijo una vez, no es tanto lo que ganes, sino lo que sepas ahorrar para.
Tú siempre nos enseñaste eso.
Sí, pay yourself first. Pay yourself means saving first.
Yeah.
Before you spend your money, pay yourself.
Sí,
yep.
De eso es muy importante. Y compré el restaurante y ya ahí empecé, a preguntar, no sabía mucho de negocios y lo que eran los permisos.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Y preguntando ahí.
Yeah, but your family luckily helped you, because my tío had already started his restaurant.
Me daban ideas y ya luego encontré al real estate que me ayudó a comprar la propiedad. Me recomendó un contador y ya el contador me dijo, tenemos que buscar primero el permiso y ayudar todo lo legal, todos los permisos, y gracias a Dios se logró todo.
Step by step. También con Rizos Curls no sabíamos ni cómo empezar.
Yeah, I think
que ir a Veana es como 10 veces.
I had to go and stand at the courthouse. Yeah, no, I think one thing that we've learned from you is resilience. Tu primer trabajo en tu vida que no fue de shoe shiner cuando tenías, ¿cuántos años tenías?
Cuando estaba chico en México, sí.
¿Cuántos años tenías?
Boleaba zapatos, tenía 10 años. También vendía gelatinas, iba a un lugar donde vendía gelatinas y las vendía a uno y le daban a uno el 20%.
You were a hustler at 9 years old, Daddy.
Y iba y vendía pues, trabajaba vendiendo gelatinas y luego boleaba zapatos en la noche y aprendí a trabajar.
We learned the work hustle from you then, huh,
yo siempre decía, ¿cómo lo hiciste?
And you can't outwork me.
Yo no paraba, buscaba.
I think that's something I definitely learned from you, is you would always teach me, like, people can be smarter, people can be anything, but they can't outwork you. I think for me, one of the things I'm most grateful for is having that foundation, because you and my mom have been my biggest, not just a good family unit, you guys have a great marriage and great example, and have also, what we lacked in resources and money when we were growing up, you guys always gave an abundance of love to us. And on top of that, you guys both always were my biggest cheerleaders. So when it came down to my business, I just remember always wanting to start a hair care line, and I was making my own concoctions, I was making my own versions of a formula. And then I remember going to Tony and saying, Tony, like, it would be so amazing if I could make this professionally, if I could make these formulas real. What do you think? And then do you remember you going?
I remember I was in my room on my laptop, and you came in and you were like, And I was like, what are you talking about? And then you look very serious and you're like, no, this is serious. And you told me what your dream was. I was like, let me get back to you. And you're like, but I need an answer. I was like, let me get back to you. So I like researched for like an hour to 2 hours. And then I went over back to your room and I was like, we're doing this right now.
I know exactly what I want, and if it's not that, I don't want it. So with the formulas, I was so picky on getting those formulas right because I knew exactly what I was looking for. So we lost a lot of money when we went from like one manufacturer to the second, and we worked with so many different chemists. Yeah.
And I feel like even now, I consider ourselves definitely leaders in terms of what's going on in terms of clean beauty and clean hair care.
Yeah.
Because even in the time that we launched, that clean hair care didn't exist.
It not only didn't exist, but it did what our products do
for
didn't
textured
exist
hair care.
For textured hair care. Like
very difficult.
Even the category, everything that I did. And so of course, like I was going to these labs, and as soon as they would tell me this doesn't exist, it's not possible, I'm like, I already know you're not the right chemist because I don't want what's already out there. I want what's in my head that doesn't exist in real life. That's why I'm here.
Y entre los dos hicieron un buen equipo, que Tony sabe más de números y cómo manejar un negocio.
Yeah, and I think that for me, having Tony as my co-founder and as my right hand, as my, BFF my whole life, I've been able to, it has allowed me to keep dreaming. We were competing against huge beauty conglomerates, and we were the first Latina-owned brand ever on there that they had worked with, and they were treating us like we were just,
they were nice, but
they were doing us a huge favor.
Yeah.
And I think that we taught them what Latina-owned businesses could do. We taught them the power of Latinas. And I think that so many times we've walked into meetings where they have a perception and they're telling us
like a preconceived notion
of what Latinos and Latinas are like, telling us things like, Latinas don't care about clean hair care. Latinas don't care about natural. Your products are too expensive. Like, you should make a cheaper version with chemicals. Why do you have all these organic and natural ingredients? Latinas don't care about that. They care about coupons. And what do we say? We walked out of meetings because they clearly don't, not only do they not understand us, but they don't deserve us because we know the power that we have. But I think for me, I'm really lucky because what your strengths are, like almost like what I'm not as good at, like it's your strength, and what you're not as good at is my strength. And I think that we provide that perfect balance. And for me, one of the things that since you handle most of their finances and like a lot of our accounting, being able to have that prep time with you where we can access, our analytics and spreadsheets and like all these different numbers at our fingertips, and me being able to like ask you whatever questions I have.
I mean, in today's
visually
world,
see it.
Yeah, in today's world, you have to be able to have that access in your fingertips. And so being able to just like use the QuickBooks app, we know exactly what to do when we step into a room. Nobody knows our business, nobody knows our customers, nobody knows the growth of this industry and this segment better than us.
Yeah.
And that's the way it always has to be. Yeah.
And I think having access to QuickBooks, for example, is one way in which we are able to be prepared and
at any moment.
So Tony's been balancing checkbooks with a calculator, paper and pencil since he was in 3rd grade, and now he does it for Rizos too.
How to do it. I mean, now thankfully, there's QuickBooks and stuff, and so many things are automated. I don't have to sit there doing it by hand. There's internet, and it automatically populates things from the bank, and it like auto detects categories for you, so that it assigns categories to all of your expenses, so you can budget and
forecast.
Pay your accountant and forecast and file your taxes. I mean, so many different things. Time is money, so why not make things faster and better for you? Use QuickBooks.
True. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you guys so much for reminiscing with me. I love you both very much. My 2 favorite guys here, and I'm very lucky to have 2 great examples of men that support me, love me, and have my back, because nobody can treat me better than how you guys have treated me my whole life, and I love you both for it.
Gracias, mija, a ti. Muy orgulloso de ti, mija, por lo que has logrado. Y estamos aquí para apoyarte.
I love you guys.
Mija, adiós.